In the parsha of this week, we're starting to learn about the story of Abraham, and his life. What's interesting is that it begins, the Torah is telling us his story starting his age of 75. It means that the first 75 of his life, the written Torah, is not telling us his story. At the same time, we know stories from the Talmud, the Medrash, that was given to us orally, that even before 75, he already did tremendous things in the world, was teaching godliness. He even sacrificed his life. A famous story of Nimrod putting him in fire because of his belief in the one God. And nonetheless, this is not recorded in the written Torah. The written Torah begins when he was 75, and Hashem is telling him, all your accomplishments up until now, of your 75 years, that's a life. All of it leave behind. Lech lecha me'artzecha u'me'meladetecha u'me'beis avicha. Leave behind your birthplace, your country, the house of your father. Where? El ha'oretz asher areko, the land that I will show you, the unknown. I'm not telling you where and what and details. Just go. And he goes. Why? Why isn't the Torah telling us about his life of 75 years? The Rebbe explains and elaborates on that the first 75 years he served himself. It made sense to him. Now Hashem is telling him it's not anymore about following your mind, your brain, what you know, what you feel, but it's about, I will show you where to go. Leave behind everything. A new beginning. This is Judaism. This is why Hashem has chosen Abraham. On the same note, following this line of thinking, it explains the story that the Parsha is sharing with us in this Torah reading about a war that broke out between 5 kingdoms and 4 kingdoms, a world war. And the king of Sodom, who was amongst the 5, ran away, and the Lot, who was Avram's nephew, was taken in captivity. The Torah says Avram mobilized his group and went and fought the 4 kingdoms who have won over the 5 and liberated his nephew Lot and his family. Now we know that Abraham is known as the ultimate attribute of chesed, of kindness. The tent of Abraham, of achnasat orchim, of welcoming guests, that was open to all 4 corners of the world, on and on, ultimate kindness. And he engaged in a war in order to save a captive, his nephew, because at times it's not about what you feel and what you want, but it's about what is the right thing to do. We are now in the midst of a war. We still have 101 captives or kidnapped who are still not home. Terrorism is still very strong. We are not fighters. We are here to bring godliness, goodness, and kindness to the world. At the same time, sometimes we do have to roll our sleeves. Sometimes we do have to group together and fight for humanity, for goodness and kindness for ultimate godliness in the world, for the captives to return home. Baruch Hashem for the miracles over the last year. On Simchas Torah, we danced with the Sefer Torah that is the cover of the Sefer Torah dedicated to the 1,200 souls that we have lost on Simchat Torah a year ago. We're continuing with dancing. At the same time, at times, we need to do what we need to do in order to bring goodness and kindness, godliness to this world. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.